Hi folks, Kenny the Vaping Heat, and today we are looking at, not that you can see much on the box here, but the Rage RDA. Stick around, check it out. Right folks, Kenny the Vaping Heat back again. How you all doing? I hope you're doing mighty fine and all that stuff, and thank you for joining me, taking your valuable time. I've just said there, today we're looking at the Rage RDA, and I think it's by, it is, if you bear with me now, freaking hell, what am I like? It is by the Zach Group and 5G Vapes. That's correct, yeah, 5G Vapes. It is the Rage. So what we're basically going to do, is the usual stuff, down on the table, have a look about, put a build on, all the usual stuff, come back up, do a la-di-da and all that crap, just, the positives and the negatives of it. But again, before we do that, but yeah, it's freezing out here, man, I'm buzzing. Before we do that, guys, remember to do the usual, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to support the channel, please buy me a coffee. Link is in the description. So without further ado, let's go down and have a look at it. Right guys, so here we are down at the table looking at the Rage. This is the box. I mean, you can just think, I see it's a black box. You can just see the Rage logo there on the side. It's got the best never rest. Little logo on the side of there. Zach Group on there, designed by Zach Group, and a little sticky there. What you get inside the box is basically a card stating what it is, and my number is 12. I've got number 12. My God. And again, the Zach Group. Obviously you get your RDA, which has got the black and gold, but in the bottom here you get your usual, your spares bag, the normal copper pin. It does come with a squonk pin, spare deck screws, screwdriver O-rings, all that lovely stuff. We'll put that at the side, get this tang out, have a quick look at it. This you have, your usual 10 drip tip. O-ring is inside, so you can put your own in. You have an adjustable airflow on the top of here. You can see there it opens and closes. I think there's one on each side as well, yeah. A nice little badge on the front, Rage in gold. Airflow this side, airflow that side. On the bottom, it's a little bit dirty, if you bear with me, because I've been fanning about with it. But you have Rage, CE marks, group, designed by the Zach Group, and as you can see, I have got number 12. And there is, it's hybrid safe, that sticks out lots and lots, and there is a squonk pin already installed in that. So we'll put on a mod, and I'll undo this deck so we can have a look, because these O-rings are very tight, by the way, when it's new. My God, they're very, very tight. Bear with us a minute, I'll just get this thing off. And I do want to borrow the screwdriver a tick, because as you will see, this is a bit of an unusual deck. First time I've ever seen anything like it. Oh God. Now, these plastic pouches. But here you have it. You have 4 posts. The grey side, I believe, is your positive, gold is your negative. 4 screws, they're flathead screw. The posts are split. If you see, the posts are split down the middle and your screws go in there. We've got split posts. And your airflow is kind of like a bar in the middle. And this is the unusual thing about this. And you see, obviously, I think I've torn an O-ring there. See, these O-rings are very dry. So you need to grease these O-rings, I think that's Probably one of the things that could be a con, but anyway, we're moving on. Yeah, this deck got 3 air holes. The air comes in through the side here on both sides. But the unusual thing is this actually pops out. So now you can see the bottom of the deck, you see your squawk pin, and you've got a slot there for this. Now, this here has just got, you see, just big holes there, and it's got, like, if you can see, 2 little holes, which are on the bottom. I've been having a bit of a ponder with this, because obviously, you know, if it slides back in there, you know, if you drip or whatever on them holes, or you overfill it, it's just going to run out of there, you know. This is me pondering, so, but we'll get to that when we do a build and everything on it. So, like I said, that is your deck. There's a reasonably depth juice well, I mean, below that, but like I see, you've got holes in the bottom of this as well. And this is what I'm wondering, is, you know, you've got holes there, so is juice going to get up there and run down this? You know, I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. But I thought it would be where maybe you could change it, you know, like if that airflow there, a bit tight, like I say, that airflow there, if you point that the other way, does that tighten it? I don't know. But we shall see when we put a build on it. So I'll whip that back in there, and yeah, we'll shoot on and we'll hire building. So we'll be back in a tick. Right, and guys, so I've got this fella sitting on top of the Paranormal, obviously off at the moment. Coil I'm going to be putting in is by Homemade Coils. These are NI80 Aliens 0.15, so just I'm going to single coil this, and I'll explain the reasons why later on. But I've just took a wrap off each end just to bring the resistance down a tad. So if we loosen a couple of these guys out. See the beauty of this, right? You can do it either way, right? You can actually take the, I mean, they've got like a nail on the screw, so if you want to, you could take the whole screw out, being careful you don't lose it. I mean, it's just an option. I mean, I'm just showing you because of the open decks, right? I mean, you can just drop your coil in like that, and then put the screws back in. It saves, if you've got any, you know, long legs like that, it saves you fanning about, I suppose. I mean, like I say, just get them, well, let's say easier said than fucking done, what I was saying, but there you go now. We'll get a hold of it in the middle. And there you go. Once you get a start on it, you're away, so to speak. There we go. We've got like a little bit of a nail on them. I don't know if you can actually see that. Well, I don't know if that's going to focus in or not. Like a little bit of a nail on them where you can get a grip. You can just screw them in by hand. So far down. You know, bit of a fudge on, I suppose, at first, but you know, it gets you started type of thing. Obviously, you need to position your coil, so you know, you just whack that and loosen it. Your coil positioned. Tighten it down by hand, and then just finally give it a nip with a screwdriver. Very easy to build on, I suppose. Yeah. Now, if you notice, I'm not cranking these down like screwdriver slip. Not cranking these down too tight. The table moved now. Sorry about that. And you'll see for a reason. So what I want to do, drop that right down as close to that air as I can. And I would say that's pretty much where you want to be. Go right over the middle of them air holes. We'll get wire cutters, and again with these you've got to trim them as close as you can to the post, because obviously you don't want them touching the wall of the deck. So I get the thick off there first. I'll just see if anything's sticking out. Might have a tadge there, so I'm just coming from this end here, and there you go, and get that bit out again. There you go. So you want to get them close as you can. And then we'll just try and bond them in now. So if I go, oh, hang on a minute. Did you connect a new coil? Yes. Come out 0.26 there. So what we're going to do, just get this fella bonded a bit, I suppose. Bear with us. Just get this wattage up a bit. For God's sake, man. Well, we're bloody menus, man. There you go. Yes. Yes. Right, come on. Yes. Oh, God. Ooh, a little bit on the warm side there, isn't it? Very nasty hot spot there. I'm sure there's nothing on the inside there. There you go. I'd say that's not bad. Look too bad to me there. Growing from the inside out. Hey, champion. Right now, the challenge for me now was when I was looking at this as well, was wicking. Obviously, you're sitting on top of a reel here. So I can't see the point in you putting a wick on top of the reel, because it's not going to be touching the bottom of the deck. So I'm thinking you've got to probably put it in around about the side, or tuck it down the side, so to speak. I'm just got a bit of mood, you guys, so just bear with us. For when you drip this thing here, just bear with us while I get the back peeled off and stuff. Oh, God, right. Get my screwdriver. Look, you see, this here is obviously above the deck. So I'm thinking cotton, tuck it down the side, up this side on one end, and then tuck it down this side up the other end. I can't see the point in resting it on there, because obviously it ain't going to be touching the deck. Or if you had to split it, it would touch the deck. But I can't see the point. So that's the way I'm going to go. I mean, you guys got any suggestions and all that stuff, but I think that's probably the way I would go with it. So I'm just going to whack this through, get it nicely done. Like I say, I'm just going to kind of like tuck it down the side there and there, so I don't think I'll need to cut much off. Maybe he's sitting about there, maybe he's cut that off about there, but the same either end, you know what I mean? Even it out. What I was thinking of doing was just like, this side's obviously going to be this side here is obviously going to be the worst, because you've got your wires there, but all I was thinking of doing was just kind of like trying to get it in and tuck it behind itself on the side here, like so. So it's off that reel, and then on this one, do like down the opposite side, down here. You can kind of see where I'm going here. That's kind of what I was thinking. Just off the side there, just off the side there, And make sure all of the screws are nip down a bit. Yeah, that's how I was thinking. Oh, these are nice and tight, everything's tight. Just obviously down the side here, obviously down the side here. so you're hitting the bottom of the deck. So you've got a little bit there for your juice to come in, then obviously the cotton will soak it up. That's me thinking behind it. Like I say, I've never seen nothing like this before. It is pretty new to me, so I'm just going to hoist some liquid on it now, get these wicks nice and wet. Give it a bit of a pulse. Maybe just drip it nice and wet, get a little bit in the deck. And that's basically it, guys, you know what I mean? So that is my version on this. So we'll get this guy top cap and everything back on. As I forgot to mention, this top cap, you'll see there's two little notches. There's a notch there, the notch there, because this does not turn, it's fixed. So basically you were putting that top cap on here, and there you go, it locates, it doesn't turn. That's hence why I was talking about that bar being adjustable. But there it is, ready to go. So we're going back up top, I'll have a vape on it, and then we'll see where we're at. I'll see you up there, yeah? Right, boys and girls, we are back up top with the Rage. Coil's coming up 0.16 actually, and I'm at 70 watts, and I've got some Yellow Mess by one of my favourite brands, Butter Vapes. Love this stuff. This is Max VG, by the way, well, 80%, whatever that. Let's take it for a toot. I'll first and foremost explain, if you see a coughing fit, I've got a little bit of a cold, or the back end of a cold, so I'm a little bit chesty, so fingers crossed I can hang in there without doing it. But what I want to do, I've got this bottom airflow obviously is totally fixed, it doesn't adjust, but I've got this little top airflow notch. Don't know if you can see, but that there is like fully open. We'll take our two there. Wow, it's actually not bad. The flavour's not too bad actually. Now I'm going to close this airflow down about halfway. It's black, you're not going to see, but trust us, it's about halfway. This top airflow, I'm not really sure what purpose it is. Close it all the way down. That's fully closed. Just a little airflow at the bottom. Excuse me. I think the purpose of that one is something like what they had on the old Smock TFV4, I think the tank was. That one on the top of there. And I think it was like actually cool your vapor down rather than increase or decrease airflow. I think the airflow is just basically from the bottom there and then 3 notches. I think that's it. So that being said, me likes and dislikes. Not so much dislikes, maybe concerns. So we'll start with the concerns. It's alright, like vapes, can he? Plenty cloud. Still plenty flavour. What I'm thinking with this, right? Let's see what I mean with this fucking chest. Fucking hell, do apologise. First thing, which is probably what sticks out, is the airflow. I have turned that notch over, so the two little holes are piping up, and it doesn't really seem to make that much of a difference. It doesn't restrict it, you think with two tiny holes be restricted right down. I don't think it does that. I think them holes at the bottom, two paint holes, or maybe it's probably for maybe it's drainage. If you get a bit of juice goes in, it'll probably drain back down the deck. I'm just assuming that, because when you turn it upside down, there's practically no difference with the airflow. So that's kind of a con because you're stuck with that airflow, you know, because this cap doesn't move. You can't open it, you can't close it. You know, you're stuck with that rail. You know, you've got them 3 holes. You can't shut any of them off. You know, unless you stuff up with cotton, I suppose. But yeah, that airflow is kind of stuck. Apart from the top, which again doesn't really. I mean, that's fully closed. This is fully open. I think it makes the vape a bit cooler, if anything. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think if you're stuck with that fixed airflow, if it's warm or whatever, you open that up and it cools your vape down. So that's kind of con number 1, really. But the airflow, it's even though you can't adjust it, it's like a, not restricted, but sort of it's not an airy RDA. There is a bit of restriction there, so you know you're not like fucking breathing through it like an apple lung. You know, there is a bit of restriction there. Yeah, the airflow, you know, you can't really do much with it. Obviously, the other concern is when you get it, be very careful with your O-rings, because what happened with me, right, when I first got this, I'll just take all this out. Your airflow, your top airflow ring has got a little O-ring in it, right? When I took my first one off, it snapped. I was okay, bought the box for another one. In the box, there wasn't another O-ring for it. You just had the 2 O-rings for where the top cap goes on, and you had the O-ring which goes inside for your drip tip. So there was only one of them. Now bearing in mind, this is number 12, so maybe, you know, would have been an early version, you know, maybe they missed it or whatever in the pattern. But that O-ring for me was a bit of a disappointment, and your O-rings are very, very dry. As you can see, I've nicked one there, so you need to lube them up pretty sharp. So that's like the airflow concern and the O-ring concern out of the way. The other concern is them posts where your screws are. Obviously they're split and your screw kind of comes down the middle. So that's your post, your split post, that's one, your screw sits in there. The way I look at it, if you horse that screw down, you're at risk of stripping threads. Because obviously if you've got a closed post, when you tighten it down, all the pressure pushes down onto your wire. But if you horse that down, the pressure's going to push your walls out. You know what I mean? I mean, they're thick enough walls, but they're either going to push them out, or that thread's going to strip. So at the moment they're all right if you don't horse them down, but I think if you horse them down, you are at risk of stripping the threads. You know, whether time will tell whether that happens or not, but I think, you know, if they just had a normal post where you just got a hole straight through the post, a hole where your thread, you know, it would have worked that way, you know, and you could have done it. It does squonk, it squonks okay, so, and the beauty about that is with that bar, when you press it, it's not going to square through the top, so, you know, that's okay. But we're moving on to the more positive points now. Sorry about that. And it vapes quite well. I mean, like I say, that's my method of wicking. It might not be the correct method of wicking. You know, you might see when the people get their hands on it, you might do the simple way, another different way. But I found single coil, dropping it down either side, tucking it under the coil a bit, and it works fine. It's wicking like a charm. The only downside is I don't know whether when you come to drip it, yeah, you can just, you probably could drip straight down the top. You know, I'm not going to do that now because obviously I'm getting a bit dry now. But you can like drip straight down the top. Can't say no reason, and I'll probably over drip like I always do because I'm an idiot. But up to now there hasn't, for the massive holes in that airflow bar, I haven't really had any leaking, which I'm very surprised at, you know, the size of it, and you'd think, you know, the juice would just drip down and run out, but I don't think, even when I purge it, if you could see when I purge, no juice comes out. I'm very pleasantly surprised with that. There's a little bit there if you purge it, but you know, it doesn't really piss out what you expect it to. So a couple of things there, you know, the niggly bits there that I'm a bit concerned about, but generally, you know, it's okay. But the other thing is, for me, you can dual coil it. As you can see, you've got 4 posts, positive, negative either side. But obviously the way that air bar is running straight up the middle, I think this shines best as a single coiler, because you can drop that coil straight over the top of them air holes, and you know, the air slams straight under the bottom of that coil. So I think this is more a single coiler, or if I'm going to use it, I will use it as a single coiler. You can use it as a dual coil, but I think, you know, you'd have to have them pretty close to the middle, just to get that air underneath the coil, you know. So I prefer it as a single. I think it shines better as a single coil RDA. Like I said, but the flavour of it, you know, it's not the best, you know, but it's decent. Clouds of it, you know, loads of clouds. Like I said, I don't know where I'm at with this top airflow. I'm just, you know, I mean, closed. I think I prefer it fully closed because it's a slightly warmer vape, and there is a bit more restriction. Yeah, I think I'm probably closed. But you know, if you get a single coiler there and you're going to vape it, you know, how about 70 watts, you're going to, you know, vape it higher wattage and it's going to get hot, and you can open that up. But yeah, all in all, it's not a bad little RDA. It's quite nice actually. You know, the flavours there. Piece of piss to build on. Piece of piss, you know, to wick. If you use that wicking method I've used, you know, you can play about with it and try the wicking methods, but that's the way I've kind of found it works for me, with the single coiling. So yeah, all in all, very good. Yeah, but like I say, it's early days. I've got number 12. Maybe there is stuff that may change later on, I don't know, but I'm just going to wrap this one up now, guys. So that has been the Rage RDA by 5G Vapes and Zach. Oh, fucking hell. I was the Zach group. I forgot the fucking name. I'm terrible on that. One shoot with shit. So yeah, that's been awesome. So again, like I said, guys, if you like what you've seen, please like, share, hit that sub button, leave a comment, let us know. If you want to support the channel, please hit that link in description for buying me a coffee. Every little helps. Also, guys, check me out every Friday night, 9:30 PM on Skint Vapers channel on the Bargain Vape Show. You know, all the shits and giggles and all that stuff. I don't even think it's about vaping actually. I didn't really touch on vaping when we buy the bargain. The rest we're just talking about shite. But you know, it's a giggle. Also, we have got a live charity event coming up on the 9th. I think it's Saturday the 19th. We're going to go from 11 PM Saturday the 19th all the way through constantly till 11 PM on the Sunday night, raising money for the homeless through shelter. If you check out Skint's face, or you check out some of the reviewers' faces, they've got a link there for the donation page. It goes straight to them, you know, to fund page. We don't see a penny of it. It goes straight to them. Or, you know, for the homeless at Christmas, you know, it didn't have to, nobody was on the streets at Christmas, you know. But nobody wants to on the street, period, in this day and age. But, you know, Christmas is a hard time for them. Shelter, fantastic people. They're sorted out. We've also got a little tips jar on the bar there for all you guys in chat to tip in. All that will be going to Shelter as well. So, you know, make sure you tune in for that, guys. It's going to be a brilliant night. You know, and hope we've got a target of about 500 quid-ish. So if we can get that, brilliant. If we can smash it and get even more, even better. So, like I say, guys, I have been Kenny the Vape, and he stay safe, vape safe, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Cheers now. Bye.